Good morning. It's Monday and it is Baltic. It's -7. So what I'm going to do is tell you lot how we went from a complete dead start with the business to pricing £3 million worth of work, labour only, in the first year of trading. All right, there's a couple of things that we've done that enabled us to gain traction quickly. And I know that a lot of people are asking me, you know, how to win work, how to get in front of people, and whatever else. So we're going to dive into it. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and please let me know what sort of content you lot want to see. I want to create content that you guys want to watch. Let's do this. So, to give everybody some context quickly, and I have mentioned this in our videos before, Christian and I teamed up about 2 years ago, alright? And we had no contacts at the start because I had Thames Valley Brickwork for 10 years, Christian had MB Brickwork for 10 years. I stopped and had some time out of the game and stepped away from bricklaying for a while. Christian stopped contracting with his old business partner and had some time away from it as well. So we started out at scratch, alright? So, about 5 years ago, and this is step number one. It's so simple, but not many people don't do it because they don't understand the platform. It is use LinkedIn. All right, we built our business from scratch using that platform. All right, about 5 years ago, I went to a Power of Video convention in Belfast, and a guy there was a marketing expert, and he was speaking up on stage, and he said, if you take anything from what I tell you today, get yourself on LinkedIn. Because every like acts as a share, alright? So if I liked Joe Bloggs' post about a new build site, all of my connections would see that post, and at the top of that post it will say, Lee Fuller liked this post, alright? So the reach on there is massive. The other reason that LinkedIn is a beautiful resource, and I'll talk about the negatives of it in a minute, is because you can get in front of the decision makers, and you can get in front of CEOs, managing directors, quantity surveyors. The people that make the decisions are on there. Now, a lot of people that market just stick their pictures up and their videos up on Facebook. If they get an inquiry, great. I've been very guilty of doing that over the years as well. However, you know, when you've got a marketing strategy, it means you're being very specific about who you're talking to. All right. We started as a brickwork contractor. That's what we've been doing for years and years and years. So the people that we are talking to are builders and developers primarily. Some homeowners, but mainly our target audience are builders and developers. All right, and quantity surveyors, if it's part of a big company, you know, the QS are the ones that place the order. They're the ones that dealing with us. They talk to us at the start of the jobs. So how do you get in front of those guys? LinkedIn. It really is that simple. There's a few things you've got to do, and I'll touch on those in a second, but the power of LinkedIn is you can get in front of the people that make the decisions about money instantly. You can direct message them, you can voice note them, and you can get in front of them so they know who you are. All right? Now, you've got to add value. All of the people that come to me on, sorry, not all of the people, a lot of the people that message me on LinkedIn are like, hi, buy my product. If you take that stance, forget it. You're not going to utilise the platform. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on how to use LinkedIn, because even the, you know, I've got friends that are really successful brickwork contractors and carpentry contractors. They don't use it because they don't understand the platform. If you can learn to understand LinkedIn, you can make a lot of money from using that platform. We priced probably 2.5 million quid out of 3 million quid just from LinkedIn. All right, I was creating relatable, shareable, clear content. All right, so I was making content, putting it on LinkedIn, and I was doing something a bit different to what everybody else is doing. All right, the reason that I stayed away from that platform for so long was because I didn't get it. And I had a little bit of imposter syndrome where I was like, people on there aren't like me. They're business owners. I mean, I'm a business owner as well, but I had that voice in my head that was like, you don't understand it. They're not your people. It was rubbish. Actually, the reason that we gained so much traction on LinkedIn was exactly because of that, because I showed up as myself and I spoke as myself. I put up the video, the hog carrier video, the sketch that I done about, hello mate, yeah, I'm looking for a hog carrier, yeah. That done really, really well on there, all right, and so have a few other posts. The reach on LinkedIn is huge. Number one is get yourself on LinkedIn. Number two, content is king, all right. I created content. This is a whole different story. I'm going to do a video on this as well. I had some time away from bricklaying and I created content. I was shooting music videos and promos and whatever else. And I went to film school, met film school at Ealing Studios to learn how to create content. All right. When I started, it was petrifying. Every single time I hit the camera, hit record, I froze. I still do it. This is the third take of this section of this video because I know what I'm going to say and I go and then I can't get my words out. All right. So, but in the world that we live in with social media the way that it is, content is king. The main reason for that, and one of the main reasons that I believe our business took off and gained the traction the way that it did so quickly, was because people invest in people. All right, that is the best piece of advice I was ever given. They don't invest in a company, they invest in a person. The person that is running that company, the person that they're talking to, the point of contact. If people like you, they want you around. Right, that's just the way that it is. You know, it's the same in friendships, in any sort of relationship, especially in a working relationship. All right, I worked out from young, like when I set up in 2012, I worked out pretty quickly that if somebody phoned me with an inquiry, I was able to almost win the work on the phone. So I was able to talk to them and they'd say, right, I want this job doing, and I'd be like, right, okay, we can fit that in. And by the end of the phone call, they wanted me to do the project, right? So I knew early on that I had a knack for building a relationship with somebody and gaining their trust, right? So when Christian and I set back up a couple of years ago, 18 months ago, whatever it was, we were always going to get back to creating content. The problem is I didn't know where it fitted into our busy lives and I say building a company from scratch and being on the tools and whatever else. But we carved out the time because one of the best ways to get people to trust you is to be in front of them and to create content like this. You lot don't know me, but I'm very, very open with these videos, and as we go along, I feel like you'll probably get to know me a little bit better. That's all we were doing for our clients as well. The people that we were talking to at the start, when we first started Thames Valley Brickwork, were builders and developers, like I've already mentioned. As we pivot and our company grows and we move in a bit of a different direction, we're talking to different people, all right? So you have to know exactly who you are talking to. So many people set up a company and are everything to everybody, all right? But in turn, they're nothing to nobody. What is your niche? Work out exactly who you are trying to talk to and create content talking to them. What do they want? What are they struggling with? If it's a builder and a developer, for example, they might be struggling with unreliable contractors. They might be struggling with really bad communication with the contractor. Make a video on that and stick it on LinkedIn. All right? If you talk their language and you are solving their problem and they like you, they will use you. Right, you're in the door, the QS is messaging you, the directors are talking to you, they want you to price work. That's coming. If you do what I've just said, that will come, 100%. You need to exceed their expectations. This is where a lot of people fall short, because what happens is, they get some drawings in, they're on site, they're working away, they ain't got time. They have to squeeze it in around looking after the kids on a Saturday. Take a day off, quote that job, price it correctly, get it back. If you say you're going to price the job and get a price back to them by Friday, make sure you got it back on a Wednesday or a Thursday. You've exceeded their expectations. You've got their attention. Do you know what I mean? Clear, concise communication. Clear communication is everything. I've said it again. I always say it. If you communicate effectively and you exceed their expectations and you're making relatable content, you win. We pride ourselves on exceeding their expectations. We say no one will ever beat us on the standard of our work. All right, that's a big shout, but that's how we roll. We can back it, right? No one will beat us on the standard of our work, and nobody will beat us on communication. All right, that is why we have gained so much traction, along with making relatable, shareable, personable content and trying to solve a problem for them that they face, okay? Because a lot of builders and contractors don't show up like that. So if you do, and you are consistent, the doors will open for you, I promise you that. You need to know who you are talking to, you need to make relatable content, and you need to exceed their expectations. If you do all of those things, you win. Simple as that. Guys, I'm building a website as well. Jump over there and have a look. Pop your email address in, sign up to our newsletter. We've got loads of cool stuff coming, discount codes and whatever else as we build this channel out. Also, if you lot are on TikTok, I'm keen to know who does business on TikTok. The jury's out for me. I don't feel like our audience are on there, the people that we're trying to talk to. But I have dipped our toe in the water. We are seeing how it goes. And listen, none of this is an exact science, all right? I didn't create content for ages when I first started because I wanted it to be 100% and perfect, and like, it don't matter. Just get content out, get in their faces, get in everyone's faces so they know who you are, and as soon as someone says, I need a chippy or a bricklayer or whatever, you spring to mind, all right? Stay tuned, comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. I want to create content you lot want to see. I hope that helps. I've had a lot of people reaching out asking me, you know, how do you win work? How did we take off at the speed we did? That is how we done it. We went from 0 to pricing £3 million labour only in 12 months, and that is how we done it.